everybody, welcome to Run Haven House and Garden. I'm so happy you joined me for day 4 of Vlogmas. Before we get into arranging and starting some Amaryllis bulbs and some Paperwhites, I'm going to bring you along with me while I give my girls a much needed treat. Winter can be a tough time for chickens, mainly due to boredom more than anything. And of course, they're not able to forage the way they usually do. They're not able to get their normal nutrients from eating grubs and bugs and worms and going through the compost because it's frozen. So they absolutely love things like this. It's absolutely loaded with vitamin minerals like magnesium, calcium, niacin, and beta-carotene, and that's actually one of the things that helps the yolks be really orange. So it's super tasty, they really enjoy it, and it's an easy thing for me to do to make their lives a little bit happier. Here's my bulb haul. I am so excited to have Amaryllis again this year. I don't think I did them last year or the year before, and I've missed them. I really wanted to put some in this tureen, so before I even got the bulbs out, I pulled it out of the cupboard. The first variety I'm going to open up here is called Susan. These are all from Holland Bulb Farm, by the way. It is a beautiful pink variety. It's not one that I've grown before. Actually, I'm new to both of these varieties. And here I'm just checking over the bulb to see if it's nice and firm, see how the roots look, see if there's anything, like a defect. Sometimes there's like a weird chunk out of them. All kinds of things can happen with these bulbs. So it's good to take a look over them real quick right when you unpack them. These all look fantastic. They're nice and firm. They have some fresh roots starting on the bottom, all 3 of them. And the Marilyn, these were packed individually. Wow, are there some amazing roots on these? Holy cow. Big, thick roots on both of these bulbs. These bulbs are huge and healthy and beautiful, so I'm going to use this nice deep pedestal dish and some river stones that I have really cleaned thoroughly, soaked them really well in hot water, and then drained. And I'm thinking I'm going to place all 3 of the pink Susans in here. I really like clustering them together and giving kind of a fuller display. So I think this will look really beautiful having all 3 of them together in this dish. You just want enough stones on the bottom where the bulbs are lifted up off the surface and have enough room to get away from pooling water. And I also like to dump the stones around them to give them a little bit more stability because Amaryllis can get very heavy, very top heavy, and this will help keep them from falling over. I'm going to use the tureen for both of the white bulbs. There's plenty of room in the deep bottom of this for those thick roots. And I have these pretty white river rocks that I'm going to use for this one. Those roots are so thick, they're actually pushing the bulbs up off the bottom. So I'm just going to use the stones around them to stabilize them and sort of pack them in around them. And I actually realized I maybe had a little bit more than I needed here. So I started pulling a few out. And do you see that sneaky little paw there? Little Missy. She's feeling so good and she is up to all her kitten mischief. I don't want her to get too involved with these bulbs because they're not good for cats. So I removed her a few times. I decided I'd use this ironstone bowl for the Paperwhites. So I poured in the rest of my stones, which I had kind of the perfect amount here. And then with the Paperwhites, I really like to peel off any of the loose skin that's around the outsides. It kind of, here I'm showing up close, it kind of just falls off if you rub it gently. I'm not peeling all of it, just the stuff that wants to come off. And I really have found it's important to trim off all the dry, dead roots because all of those will just rot sitting in your dish. So just take a few minutes to lightly peel the outsides off. It flakes off so easy, and just trim up those dried roots and it will really go a long way toward keeping things fresh in this bowl. I ordered 20 of them. I always order a little bit more than, this one I'm just going to show you here. It's actually soft. It might be hard for you to see on the screen, but it's actually squishy, the one bulb. So I'm not going to use that one. I don't want to introduce that to the bowl. Anyway, I tend to order more than I think I'll need because there's usually 1 or 2. See, that was perfect timing. That are off and that I can't use. And actually, I did really well with this group. There were only, I think, just the one squishy bulb and one that was real small that I held out. So I actually did get 20 bulbs in here in this dish. And I think these dishes are going to work really well for these. Sometimes I use a little bit of moss around them. I don't have any this year, so at the moment I'm not bothering with that. These 3 Susans are gonna go in the corner on this plant stand. I might have to move it if she gets too interested in those. And then I'm going to use this beautiful terrarium that my husband bought me last year for Christmas to put these white Marilyn bulbs in. Just a quick reminder, all of my AdSense proceeds are going to be donated to Alley Cat Allies this year. So thank you so much to those of you who are letting the ads roll. I really appreciate it. There's more about that in my intro to 2024 Vlogmas video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this calm, cozy Christmas content, and I will see you tomorrow.